let me take a moment and offer some resources to those who I think have legitimate, honest questions about how to cut the cord of a negative relationship. If you recall, we discussed this in the final message in our series, Traction. The message was called The Leash of Negative Relationships. And we analyzed how often being inextricably tied, associated, and closely connected to someone who refuses to listen to God and follow His Word, it really keeps us from getting traction. So, a lot of questions come in about how do we cut that cord appropriately and biblically, and when and where. And lots of questions that were good. And it just made me think about a series of books that I've read that have been very helpful to me. And they're by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. Here's three of them I want to show you. It's around the series Boundaries. And so I would encourage you to pick up the book Boundaries. They have various boundary books in this series. Like there's the Boundaries for Marriage. I think there's a Boundaries for Teenagers. I know the one I just finished recently is called Boundaries for Leaders. Very good. But he also writes another book that's in the same vein as Boundaries, and it's called Necessary Endings. And so all of these books, I think, deal with this topic of how do you appropriately and biblically manage and end relationships that actually are hurtful and harmful and unhealthy in your life. I admit to you, this can be some waters that are difficult to navigate, but don't give up and don't avoid them. Get some help. And this series of books will be very helpful. It's the Boundary series. So I want to encourage you to pick those up and let the Lord use that to really help you as you navigate the waters of unleashing yourself from negative relationships.